to Jonathan Taylor. Huge hole. He's at the 30. He's going to go. 10, 5, touchdown. Jonathan Taylor made a man miss the line of scrimmage and then runs it into Pater in a one-handed INT. Are you kidding me? Kenny Moore.
What a play by Nyheim Hines.
Horseshoe is back, baby. The horseshoe is back.
What is up, Colts Nation? Welcome back to Bring the Juice. All your Colts needs here. Just got back from training camp not too long ago. You guys, if you've been following my Twitter, you'll see I updated a lot today. And earlier I had posted a video with Lawrence Owen, Mr. Colts Law himself. We were both at camp together, and it was a great time. The audio was a little choppy, though. There's a lot of people yelling and screaming, so just thought I would re-upload a video. I just listened to it again, and it was just like, no. So got rid of that one. Thought I would just, give my thoughts overall on training camp based off of some of the stuff that I saw and also what Lawrence had said as well. So it was a very fun time at camp. Let me just start by saying that. It was my first time being out since 2019. Ironically enough, it was Kids Day today, and last year when I went, or 2 years ago when I went, the last time I did go, it was Kids Day as well. So it's kind of funny how that works out. So it was packed there at Grand Park. It really was, and it was great to see all the Colts fans back and really cheering on the team. It's really a cool, unique opportunity that the Colts offer their fans. And, the super cool thing about the whole thing was, obviously being there, seeing the players practice, but actually after practice, the players all had these like signed mini footballs, right? And they came around and they tossed them up to some of the fans. I almost got one from Darius Leonard. I was wearing his jersey, and some kid came beside me and took it, which is fine, not a big deal. But overall, it was a really fun time there at Grand Park at Westfield. Really beautiful location up there. So much better, in my opinion, than Anderson, where the Colts used to be. I remember going up to Anderson a couple times, and it just doesn't compare. I mean, Westfield is so beautiful, and it was a very interesting practice for sure. There was a lot of things that stood out. Obviously, with Carson Wentz, not going to be out there presumably for the entire rest of training camp. Obviously, we'll see. Jacob Beason is your number one quarterback right now, and a little bit rusty to say the least, but this shouldn't surprise anybody because Jacob Beason is kind of still a rookie in a lot of ways, right? He's seen no real game action. He's still figuring out the chemistry with some of these players, and so Jacob Beason didn't have the greatest day, but, it wasn't in the live sessions, but you kind of saw why the Colts took him when they did in the fourth round in certain ways. I thought he was still, regardless of what the stats say, I thought he still showed great touch on the ball. He showed great arm strength. He just inaccurate a little bit. That was the big thing, especially on the run. That's one thing that Lawrence pointed out to me is Jacob Beason is very inaccurate when on the run. It seems like the Colts hopefully are trying to address that and fix that, but it's just going to come with time as with everything. But Jacob Beason showed some flashes too, right? He got a little hot there. He completed 3 out of 4 passes, and in a certain point and on one of the 7-on-7 drills, he was really, really good. But he also had 2 interceptions. One of them wasn't his fault. It was right off the receiver's hands. But then another one, obviously was his fault. So Jacob Beason, kind of a mixed bag today. But overall, I didn't think he had a bad day per se. I think he's just learning and he's just growing. He's a young player. He's got talent. And now he's getting more of an opportunity to run with the ones and see what he's truly got. It's just going to take some time with him. So a couple guys stood out today. I thought Kemoko Turay really flashed. It's good to see him after obviously that 2019 injury that he suffered, that really major injury. He's now 100% back in camp, which is great to see. I thought that Ben Banigou showed some flashes as well, which was really good to see. Kwity Paye as well, I thought had a pretty nice day. He was kind of a mixed bag, but I thought he had a pretty nice day as well. Bobby Okariki's kind of been the big highlight for me this camp. I mean, my goodness, this guy was all around the ball today, had 2 interceptions. He's been a turnover forcer so far in camp. Obviously, it's only a weekend, but you love to see that from Bobby Okariki because I think that there was a question for Okariki, like, okay, what's something you would want to see him take the next step in? I think certainly being around the ball and creating more turnovers is something I would say for Okariki is something I would like to have seen in his progression here now in year number 3. Looks like he's off to a good start, which is definitely great. I thought Rocky Sin was pretty decent today. today. Had a couple times there where he, messed up. There was a time where he just got absolutely burned by T.Y. Hilton, and Jacob Beason just overthrew T.Y. Hilton. So he had some good and bad today, which is to be expected as well. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good day for just about everybody. Paris Campbell, I liked what I saw from Paris Campbell. He had a couple nice catches on the sideline. I mean, you see the talent with Paris Campbell. We've said this probably every offseason. Paris Campbell has all the talent in the world. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be a vital part of this Colts offense. That is a big if, though, because you don't know with him right now. And then also, I thought the tight ends all looked really good. I thought Jack Doyle's had a really, really good camp. Mo Ali Cox has had a good camp. And Kylan Granson's had an excellent camp as well, which is great to see him kind of clicking right away with whoever's down there at quarterback. So he offers just something so different with the tight end position. He's just so much more of a receiving threat. And it's great to see all three of these guys really tearing it up in camp. And I'm excited to see what happens with all of these guys. Another impression, Mike Strachan, just as big as advertised. He's been working a lot, which is definitely great to see. And I'm really rooting for him to potentially push for a roster spot here when the Colts make cut downs here in a few weeks. So those were kind of my overall impressions, guys. I thought the defense really dominated today compared to, the offense at this point. So that's kind of my overall thoughts. I think that was kind of Lawrence's thoughts as well. But it was a lot of fun, guys, at camp. And obviously, if you're not following me on social media, on Twitter, you wouldn't see it. But if you are, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of good stuff there. And I'm excited. Hopefully I can go back, guys, to Westfield a lot this summer. That's the hope. It was a lot of fun to go today. It was a lot of fun to connect with some of you guys, and I would love to continue to do that. I hope to get down a little bit earlier than I was. I kind of got in a little late, so kind of got in about 30 minutes till practice, and then obviously there was a line and stuff, so it took me. I probably got there about 5 minutes before practice. So probably next time, in hindsight, I'll come a little bit earlier. But overall, guys, great day of camp, day number 4. The Colts are done for the week. They have tomorrow off, which definitely would be good for rest and recovery, and then they're back at it on Monday. So be sure to stay here, guys. Keep it here with all your Colts news and all your Colts coverage. Thanks, guys, so much for tuning in. Really appreciate all your support. We are so grateful that football is back, and we're so grateful that you guys chose to hang out with us and stay with us. Thank you guys so much, and as always, go Colts.